In the grand kingdom of Oyo, where the sun kissed the land and the river sang to the moon, there lived a young drummer named Ola. His hand moved like the wind, weaving rhythms that made even the eldest warriors nod in approval. The village knew him for his gift, but Ola wanted more. He wished to be the greatest drummer in history, to play before the king himself, and to have his name etched in the stars. One evening, as the festival of spirits approached, an old woman, trapped in tattered clothes, appeared at the village square. Her eyes, white as milk, stared past the world as if seeing things no one else could. She stopped before Ola, her voice dry like rustling leaves. "Beware the drum that sings without a hand, child," she whispered, "for it beats not for men, but for those who have long passed into the shadow." Ola laughed nervously. "A drum that plays itself?" He scoffed. "If such a thing exists, I would give my own soul to own it." The old woman flinched at his words. "Then the spirits are already listening," she replied him. That night, Ola could not sleep. The old woman's warning gnawed at his thoughts. Had he truly offended the spirit, or was it just another tale meant to frighten children? But as fate would have it, whispers of an ancient drum, hidden deep in the forbidden forest, reached his ears. A drum unlike any other, set to summon spirits with its sound. His heart thundered with excitement. If only he could find it, he would be greater than any drummer who had ever lived. So, under the cover of darkness, he ventured deep into the forest. The trees loomed like silent elders, their twisted branches clawing at the sky. The deeper he went, the thicker the air became, heavy, suffocating, as if the forest itself was watching him. Then, at the heart of the woods, he saw it. A lone drum, sat upon a stone pedestal, untouched by time. Its wooden frame bore carvings of faces frozen in agony, and its hide was smooth, almost too smooth, as if it had never been touched or it has never belonged to any beast. A cold shiver ran down Ola's spine. He hesitated, but ambition whispered louder than fear. Ola reached out and struck the drum. The sound was deep, ancient, and powerful. It rumbled through the trees like distant thunder. He struck it again. The rhythm was intoxicating, unlike anything he had ever played. He could feel the beats pulling at his soul, filling him with a strange energy. Then, suddenly, his hand stopped. But the drum did not. A slow, airy rhythm continued. Though no hands touched it, the sound grew louder. The air trembled, and then shadows began to move. From the trees, from the earth, from the very darkness itself, they came. Figures with hollow eyes and twisted mouths. Spirits draped in tattered remnants of past lives. Some wept, others grinned with teeth sharpened by the void. They swayed to the rhythm, their feet never touching the ground, their whispers crawling into Juba's ears. "You have played the drum, mortal," one voice rasped. "Now you must join the dance." Ola turned to run, but his feet would not move. His body swayed against his will, his hands clapping, his feet tapping. The spirits surrounded him, their dance becoming wilder, hungrier. The rhythm tightened around him like invisible chains, pulling him into their world. He screamed, but the drum drowned out his voice. At dawn, the villagers found the drum at the edge of the forest. It was still, silent, waiting. Ola was never seen again. But some nights, when the moon was high and the wind was still, the villagers swore they heard a distant drum playing deep within the forbidden forest. And if one listened closely, beneath the rhythm, they could hear a voice, soft, pleading, and lost in an endless dance. The end.